What's going on, guys? J18 J Performance, South Florida, on another beautiful day here. I just wanted to give you a heads up video on what's been going on. Did some paint work on this today. Actually, Tommy's been busting my balls, asking me why I don't buff it out, I didn't buff it out because the hood and the roof, like every other Tahoe in South Florida, is baked, but the rest of the car was just real cloudy. So what I did was I should have videoed it, because I start doing stuff and I never video it, but I'm gonna start doing it. I compounded it out, and it actually looks pretty good. Except for that dent right there. But aside from your normal 20-year wear and tear, 150,000 mile truck, and that big dent right there that they put in it with the backhoe at the nursery, it don't look too bad. And you can see my fat ass walking in it pretty clear. So yeah, I buffed it out. It took 2 days. I buffed it and polished it. I mean, you can see the hood's fucking wasted, and so is the roof. But I mean, the rest of the truck, I mean, going down the road, she don't look too bad. So anyway, that's not the reason why I made this video though. But yes, I will do another paint correction video on another vehicle that I just acquired about a month ago. Tommy found on Marketplace down here in South Florida. I'll show it to you in a little bit. But the next vehicle I want to do is let me back up here so you can't see the other vehicle yet. The $500 OBS. As you can see, she's looking pretty good. I did all the body work, knocked all the dings and dents that I could see out of it. I mean, I left a few in there because I'm not perfect and I wasn't building a Pebble Beach car. So factory red and black two-tone 4x4 94 Blazer. I actually took all the flares off and bed linered them, as well as the bottom of the rocker all the way down, just to break it up a little bit, make it, look a little bit more modern. The roof is done. As you can see, Captain Mike came and put the side window in for me that was blown out in it when I got it. But yeah, it looks pretty good. Single stage paint, I'm not a big fan of it. It's real dirty. It's been sitting underneath the car cover. It looks, like your typical daily driven 94 Blazer. It looks alright. I'm not a fan, like I said, of single stage. I like base clear, and I don't think we'll be using single stage again. But so the motor, 99 Yukon short block, 72,000 miles out of a wreck, with 94 TBI heads, 94 TBI injection, 88 TBI intake, because I don't like that big smog tube that goes from the intake down to the manifold. This year intake didn't have it. It actually runs really well now. All the emissions are deleted. I'm actually getting ready to unbolt that bracket with the map sensor and EGR solenoid. It's not even in the right place. I don't know who put that there, but it was like that when I got it. I just bolted it back in the same place to get it running, but I'm going to do something about it. All the emissions are deleted on it. The truck runs excellent. New brakes, front and rear, new master cylinder, fuel pump, a bunch of new parts I threw at it. New axles in the front. Like I said, the new side window, new windshield. The truck is really clean. But I'll do a little bit more progress on it. I pretty much have everything to put it back together, aside from the door panels and the front seat. I have all this stuff coming on order: the grill, the lights, parking lights. I have the front and rear bumper at my buddy's house up the street, Tommy's house. They're actually bed linered to match the flares, so it kind of ties the truck together. All new AC stuff. The HVAC case is rebuilt with all new parts, new heater core, new evaporator. I have a condenser come in, the manifold, the liquid line, the compressor, and dryer, so I can get all the AC stuff on it. I'm actually taking the center console, the overhead console out, and the sun visors, to take them up to the street here for the upholstery guy to reupholster for me. And then she'll start going again. So yeah, there'll be more progress videos on this as the build progresses. it should be going here in the next 2 to 3 weeks. I should have everything together so I can start putting the front clip together and all that stuff. But what this video is about is, you know, I love me some limiteds. I got two. That one I just showed you is my daily. There's one at the repo yard that I kind of saved from being a scrapper. It's rough, but I'm gonna try to save it. Like I said, I'm gonna try to do the videos on it here soon and getting it running, but unfortunately they haven't cut a key for it yet, and the title didn't come in yet, so I really don't want to mess with it too much until I get a title on it. That way I know my money's going into the truck and I can actually do something with it when it's done, whether I keep it running or just get it running, and then if it runs good, hey, great. If not, then you know, I got a 6.0 and a 480 up the street. I'll LS swap it. But right now I want to show you this car. Again, you guys know I love limited, so I'm going to show you a real nice example of a limited right now. Let me actually get on the other side. So Tommy found this on Marketplace. He knows I love these things. He sent me the link. I went and saw it. It was about 20 minutes away from me in Coral Springs. It was a one-owner truck. The dad owned the truck, and the dad got too old to drive, passed it down to the son, and the son was driving it for a while. He said one day he was driving back from Orlando. Engine started missing real bad, and I took it to the mechanic. Mechanic told him that the engine needed a valve job, but that it wasn't worth fixing. You know, you might as well sell it or buy another motor. So he parked it in his garage. This thing's been sitting for 4 years in the garage, but luckily he was smart enough to keep a good battery in it, and he started it once a month and let it run for a half hour or so. But the fuel smells like crap. I put some stuff in there. I started up and got it running, and yes, it did have a dead miss. So I pulled all the plugs out of it, and there was 7 Autolite plugs in it and 1 AC Delco plug on number 3 cylinder, and that the AC Delco plug was the only one that had a correct burn mark. Every other plug was trashed. So guys, I tell you, you gotta run GM plugs in these things, and a quality cap and rotor with brass terminals and a good set of wires. The wires you can kind of get away with, MSD, you know, Taylor, whatever you want to run. You can go with an aftermarket wire, 8mm, 8.5mm, but you gotta run a good quality cap and rotor, and you gotta run Delco plugs. Don't put any other plug in these things but Delco plugs. So on that note, this is a 2000 limited. It was actually built in 2000, just like the one I showed you before that I did the paint correction work on. The one at the yard was actually an early model built in 99. This one is a barn door truck. The one at the yard is a barn door truck, and the one I did the paint correction on is a tailgate truck. I've yet to see another tailgate truck here in South Florida. I've seen them before, but none down here. So this one, like I said, one owner truck. It's in really good shape. I don't like the running boards. I like the factory lowering, the factory ground effect kit on them, like that one has, as you can see through the trees there. I really don't like the wheels. I do have all 5 of the Anson rims in the back of the truck. These are Incubus Poltergeist wheels. They're actually pretty cool, but I just don't think they fit the truck that great. You know, the old man, there's a couple parking dings in it right there. I mean, this is the one that the guy said when the old man did this, he parked the truck, wouldn't let him drive anymore. There's like a little bit of a scratch right there, and a little bit of damage right there. You caught the quarter right there a little bit, and there's a dent in the bumper right there. And I mean, you can see, bro, this thing was customized back in like the early 2000s. It's got the azalea taillights and the smoked freaking headlights and all that shit. Otherwise, the truck's pretty clean, but the best thing about this truck, now, I'm going to do some paint correction on this too, because it could use it. It needs to be buffed. The truck sat in the garage, and to prove to you, it's been off the road for 4 years. 7 of 17. So, best thing about this truck, it has keyless entry, but it's the interior. It is pretty much immaculate, aside from that little bit of wear right there and that right there. I mean, look at this thing. It is beautiful. Beautiful. Look at the headliner. Center console. The dash has no cracks in it. That was in there when I bought it. Like, he actually was pretty smart and put that in there. So, let me open the back. The back looks like it's never been sat in. Very clean. Carpet's a little dirty, to be expected. You know, the truck's got 237,000 miles on it, so the old man drove it. There's all the factory wheels, as you can see. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's the one underneath the truck. The spares there, 5. There's a factory slider that covers the back. But you can see, it's like it's hardly ever been sat in. I love this truck. Tommy knew I was gonna love it when he showed it to me. I blew this guy off for 3 days, not wanting to go look at it. Because I told myself I don't need it. It's probably not what I want. It's probably not what I'm looking for. It didn't run. The guy told me it didn't run. So I blew him off. I finally went there on a Friday night after work. And when I looked at it and he opened the garage and I actually got to look inside, I was like, oh my God, I gotta have it. So this is pretty much one of the cleanest ones I've ever seen. So what I did was I put brand new, just your $3 a piece AC Delco plugs in it, and put another cap and rotor on it, and she fired up and ran perfect. She runs perfect aside from the foul death smell of old fuel. But I put some stuff in there. I'm actually going to put it on the road this week and insure it and start driving it. So once I do that, I'll throw some ethanol-free gas in it for a couple of gas tanks. Spend the extra money, let it clean out, and then she should be ready to rip. I'm actually going to get rid of these wheels, I think. I don't know. I'm going to drive it around like that and see what people think. But I love the factory Anson wheels on these things. So yeah, so that's about it, guys. Just wanted to give you a heads up on what was going on. A little 10-15 minute video. As you can see, but bro, there's a lot of projects going on. I mean, we got Tommy's Blazer that looks exactly like that Blazer, but it's a 90, I think it's a 96, no, it's a 98 Tahoe with barn doors. We're going to be doing a bunch of work to it, getting it road ready and for him to drive daily, and doing a bunch of paint and body work on it. So I'll do a bunch of videos on that when we get going. I'm actually got a video stand on order. So, and you can see, I mean, up at the shop, there's a bunch of cars, and over here, there's a bunch of cars, and back here, you get on the back of the, there's this. This is a 98 short bed OBS Chevy truck that I'm going to be doing mostly, but Tommy, I'm sure, will give me a hand once in a while. If you guys remember, I had that Yukon, the red one, burgundy, whatever, maroon. It got crashed in front of my house. My neighbor came down the street drunk in his Honda, little turbo Honda, hammered, hauling ass, and lost it and smashed into it while I was parked in the swale and totaled the front of it. So, but everything else is good. So I'm going to pull basically everything out of that and put it in this and build this truck. So yeah, I have all the interior inside the truck. I have another interior in the Yukon that's in really good shape. So yeah, so that'll be something as well. And then back there underneath the cover is the 66. And me and Tommy are already making big plans for that. That's getting Holly fuel injection and 6.0 4L80, probably like a Texas speed cam and lifters, and a bunch of work to the motor just to make it pretty much bulletproof. So yeah, guys, let me get down. I'll give you one more shot of the Limited, that 20-year-old paint that I did a little bit of wet sanding and buffing on, and it looks pretty fucking good, I gotta say. I can't believe it. I mean, yeah, so yeah, guys, that's about it. Take it easy. Talk to you later. You going home, Josh?
No, I'm getting my water.
Ah.